I wish there were enough words to describe my parents. They were both just the most wonderful people. You know, every week they were at the soup kitchen helping to feed the underprivileged and always helping other people. But you know, my mom was the cool 8th grade English teacher. Anytime I'm home, my neighbors always say they just don't know what to do, that anytime they needed a lawnmower fixed or a new well dug or their shutters painted, just absolutely everything. And my dad was always just could not say no and helped everyone he could help. The date was May 18th of 2008. It was my college graduation day. And, you know, my parents and I were just driving this really easy drive that we'd done so many times, but because of a young driver talking on his cell phone while he was driving, he caused a 3-vehicle collision that ended the lives of both my parents and ended all hopes of the life I had been planning. And there happened to be a paramedic who lived right on the scene. He heard the crash and came to see if everyone was okay. When he got there, my mom didn't even have a heartbeat. My dad had a really faint heartbeat, but it faded almost right away. And when he came to me, I had a really strong pulse, but I wasn't breathing. So he moved my head and I took a gasp for air. We were literally around the corner from an ambulance station and less than 10 minutes from a trauma hospital. My life has changed in every way imaginable, not only with my parents being gone, but you know, just being in this entirely new body. Broken bones heal, but you know, a brain injury is forever, and that amazingly I lost not too much cognitive ability.
She started off on the brink of death, you know, a 10% chance of surviving, and it was 2 weeks before she even really started waking up, giving the occasional thumbs up. It was 3 months before she even really knew who I was. It was about a month and a half after the accident. She was the first time she asked where her parents were. Her brother told her, and she thought it was a joke. And even so, she didn't remember the next day. And she probably asked about her parents specifically 36 times over the course of 2 months before it really stuck in. And for us and for her family, it was heartbreaking every time.
The left side of my body doesn't really, this is what my arm can do. I can't move my wrist, I can't move my fingers, I can't move my ankle, I can't move my toes. It's just so difficult that I can't really function as a normal human being. That's the things I used to love to do, I can't do anymore. You know, I was an outdoors girl. There's no more hiking, there's no more biking, there's no more throwing a baseball around, there's no more canoeing, there's no more camping. Those were my absolute favorite things to do.
Kelsey was a beautiful young lady. She was in Palms, she liked to dance. She loved hanging out with her twin sister. She always said she didn't have any friends, but we found that not to be true. After she had passed away by over 1,000 people at her funeral and wake. Even at 17, she would want to hug and snuggle with me, and she just had a huge, huge heart.
She was a very fun-loving kid. She was always cracking jokes and laughing at everything I said. She loved to play jokes on me as well, and I think especially me. She was always leaving me notes. Dad, love you, I was here. As a matter of fact, we found one note months after she died in our car, and in the glove box was a note she had written. Said, Dad, I know you're going to clean the car and find this note. And just funny things like that all the time we would find that she would leave.
It was January 24th, 2010 at 3:37 in the afternoon. The phone had rang, and it was Kelsey's best friend, Stacy, on the other end. And Stacy said that Kelsey had been in a accident. We went down to the crash site, and it was bad. Kelsey was in the car. She was T-boned by an SUV, and the SUV was only doing 35 miles an hour. I found out a few days after that Kelsey had been on the phone.
It's a cliche to say it was surreal, but I think from the call on for who knows how long, we were just shocked in a daze, and some days I think we still are.
I believe that it's much more than just the law. The education has to be there as well. to get people to realize how dangerous that this act is.
What it really needs to come down to, it needs to go beyond the laws. It needs to be the cultural change. It needs to be the peer pressure from the passenger sitting in the other seat. It needs to be the person picking up with the phone on the other end saying, I can't talk to you if you're driving the car. It needs to be absolutely everyone stepping up and trying to put an end to this epidemic.